Haarlem is the capital of baseball of the Netherlands.
The feeling I have when I come to Haarlem's Honkbalweek is just joy.
Here, baseball is really alive.
It makes me proud that a sport like baseball brings all the people from around the world together.
I started as a little kid handing out leaflets, and now I'm here being the tournament director. I'm proud. Honkbalweek Haarlem is tradition baseball in the Netherlands. Many people are coming here to watch world famous teams play against other teams which they never see before. And the whole baseball community of the Netherlands will come to Haarlem.
The Haarlem Honkbalweek is considered the crown jewel of sports events here in the city. It's been here from 1961. It's a biannual event, that's why this is the 31st edition. It's in the DNA of those that live in Haarlem. In the 1960s, the city built this stadium and it was inspired by the Haarlem Honkbalweek. They wanted a good facility for this biannual event.
Baseball in the Netherlands is big. There are more than 100 baseball clubs. The Netherlands has more baseball fields per square kilometre than any other country in Europe. And that says a lot about us. Haarlem, by tradition, is always related as the capital of baseball of the Netherlands. The Haarlem dream, it's unique, you have to experience that.
I think it's important to preserve the history of the sport for everyone in our community, because we have a long tradition in the Netherlands of baseball. We started baseball back in the early last century. It started becoming popular in the 30s, 40s, and then after World War II, it started to become one of the most popular summer sports. The first tournament in '61, they invited military teams from Germany, France and England. And from there, it started to grow more with the spectators and the newspapers and television. And it developed into one of the biggest tournaments in Europe. Haarlem became the baseball city, not only of the Netherlands, but the baseball city of Europe. So it's really developed into one of the biggest events ever. The reason for the Netherlands to have such talent is that we have a close community of players who can develop into their sport, play on good fields, and they play in good, strong competition. We had a lot of names who are associated with the baseball week, but who later went on to play in the Major League. We had Dustin Pedroia played here. Steven Strasburg played in Haarlem.
How you doing? At my first Honkbalweek, I was just a little kid playing against men that I was, watching when I was growing up. I saw my dad play the Haarlem Honkbalweek. It was always something that I wanted to do. I didn't really have pressure, it was more fun. It was something that I was looking forward to do. So when they called me and told me that I'm playing, it was just a good feeling and a proud feeling for me then. I'm not really nervous, because I know Haarlem is a baseball city and people are coming to watch us play. So they will support you, they will let you know if you do something bad, but it's more a joy for me to come and represent the Kingdom team at Haarlem.
It's a cradle for talent here. We have Dutch players who went on to play in the Major League, of course. We had Rickert van Eyten. We also have another player from Curaçao, Jurangelo Saintje.
The Seattle Mariners select Jurangelo Saintje.
The special thing about Jurangelo is that he is a switch pitcher. He can throw left-handed or right-handed, and that makes him very unique. The children now, I think, look up to the players in the same way I did back then in 1972 and 1974. It's the same enthusiasm back then and like now.
The baseball club was 5 minutes away from my house. I grew up in this stadium as from 1974. As a kid running around delivering flyers to the audience. Every time that my dad or my mom would be involved at the baseball week, it was simply the time of my life. Baseball is in my family, so my mother used to be the scoring director. My dad is 90 now and used to be the tournament director here. And now I'm the tournament director. While my father is still around, it makes me a proud little baseball player. There's the book my dad wrote about baseball. So back in the 80s, they asked all guys who were famous in their own sports to write the basics about the sport. So basic book Honkbal, the basics about baseball. It's about instruction, training and games. If you go through it, you might find pictures of me even. So back in the day, they went from copy to computer. So this is how they did the statistics back in the day. So this could have been the handwriting of my mother. And here's my mother in front of a caravan in which they did all the statistics in the early days of the Honkbalweek. It's nice to see her. Within the Netherlands you see there are many baseball families just like mine. Once you're in baseball, most often your daughters and your sons will play the game as well. My generation is now passing on the torch to the kids and their generation will pass it on to their generation again.
Haarlem has a really strong relationship with baseball. And I think a week like this unites every baseball club. So it's really like one larger community. It's about bringing people together. I think the fans from baseball are just really great. It's always fun going there, being there with all the people and singing songs. It's for everyone to enjoy.
I think Haarlem and baseball go hand in hand. Here, baseball is really alive. We had so many clubs here over the years, and yeah, this is the baseball capital of Holland. I started the bar in the Bury somewhere back in 2012. I'm a big baseball fan, and I really love the whole American concept of like, yeah, a tap room. So therefore we just start playing MLB matches. And so it became sort of like a community. 2 years ago we were at the Honkbalweek. So I emailed the guys like, hey, there's a Honkbalweek edition coming up and I have a brewery, so I want to make a baseball beer. See, once I was a bad boy in the Honkbalweek when I was young, and I'm sitting there with my family and everyone's enjoying my beer. It's an amazing feeling.
Nowadays in baseball, people don't simply come to the field. They are expecting a good trainer, they're expecting a good field, they're expecting that the canteen is open, but nothing comes for free. I mean, we need everybody's involvement. So even if you're not able to play the game, there's a lot of stuff which needs to be done. And the group of volunteers is almost 130 people.
Het is heerlijk om als vrijwilliger actief te zijn. Je hoort bij een familie en dat geeft gewoon een goed gevoel. Ja, je doet wat voor Haarlem, je doet wat voor de honkbalsport. Eigenlijk vind ik alles in Haarlem en vrijwilligerswerk vind ik gewoon leuk om te doen.
And Honkbalweek Haarlem, by tradition, is also run by families. The whole community, it's one big family coming together.
When you go to the stadium here, it's like a family getaway. Here, you really play for the name on your chest, not the name on your back. And that's one thing I love about playing for the Dutch Kingdom team.
It makes me quite proud that a sport like baseball brings all the people from around the world together in the city that I live in Haarlem. I think it's amazing that baseball can do that for the community.
The Haarlem Baseball Week and the Honkbalweek actually has a lot of side events. We have baseball for the blind. We have an E-zone here for the little kids. We try to get all baseball clubs involved in the Netherlands in order to make sure that nobody misses out on what's happening over here.
We have now 10 different national teams, like for baseball and for softball, but also for handicapped people, and they're just part of our community. The Baseball 5 community have their own national team, and they can develop into a real baseball or softball player by playing Baseball 5. That's beautiful, I think, to be around that many years to see the development, not only of the tournament, but also the people who become part of our community.
I think it's going a good direction right now. You know, you see more people come watch the game, and there's nobody on earth that doesn't love the game of baseball.
Baseball is big in the Netherlands, but in my view it can be bigger and it can be better. I hope that organizing the Honkbalweek will have some kind of function in order to see baseball grow in the future. Because there's nothing more spectacular than hitting a ball or catching a ball or throwing a ball.